and get started. I see a couple more people popping in, but I just wanted to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. So my name is Gabriela DeRosa. I'm the head of marketing here at the Forward Female, and I'm so excited that you all joined us today to learn how to build a social media strategy. So before we go ahead and get started, I want to remind you to turn your mics off so that we can be respectful of everyone's time here, so that everyone can hear the presentation, and then turn your cameras on so I can see your gorgeous faces, and maybe it'll make me feel a little bit less nervous. And then also put all of your questions in the chat box. We'll have a couple opportunities throughout our time together for you to ask questions and get some answers from me. So just a reminder, wow, if I can speak. Okay, and then I want you to drop it in the chat. So share your goals that you'd like to get out of this hour together, and also share your Instagram profile link. I'd love it if we could all stay connected. We all showed up here because we have a common goal, so I'd love for us all to stay connected after the fact. And while you're doing that, if I had to guess why you might be here today, you may not be sure how to use social media as a marketing tool. You've heard so many conflicting tips and tricks that you're not sure which ones are the right ones to follow. You may not know the difference between a plan and a strategy when it comes to social media. You're not sure where your ideal audience is or how to show up in front of them properly, or you just need help. And if that's the case, do not worry, because I am here to help you and hopefully provide you as much clarity as I can in these areas. So before we get started, I want you guys to know a little bit about the Forward Female and who we are. So the Forward Female was founded in 2019 by Priscilla Presley, NJ Falk, and Lauren Cheek. Lauren and Priscilla are actually here with us today. I don't know where they are, but they can wave. So we've supported over 150 entrepreneurs starting and growing their businesses since 2019. We've started a virtual community that is global with members from the United States, Canada, Mexico, Australia, and France. Some of them are here with us today. They are incredible. We've hosted over 100 virtual and in-person events with brands like Microsoft, Bumble, and many more. And then our Accountability Club, which is a part of our virtual community, helps our entrepreneurs accomplish 95% more of their goals through our custom scheduled implementation approach. So that's a little bit about us. And we want to get to know you a little bit better. So please share your name and where you're joining us from in the chat. If you have a business or a brand, or you're just starting out, share your website link, or if you haven't already, share your Instagram profile. We'd love for you to network here and stay connected with everyone. And while you're doing that, I would like to have a little chat with you guys. I want to share the truth about Instagram gurus, and no, I'm not going to debunk them. I love their tips and tricks, but what I want to say about it is take it with a grain of salt, because you could have all the tips and tricks in the book, but if you don't have a strategy as the foundation for it all, you're just going to be kind of pulling these tips and tricks out of thin air, and it's not really going to amount to the growth that you really want to see. So that's the whole point of our time together today, is to really talk about that foundation, that strategy, so that you can grow on Instagram. Let's do this, okay? I love the little Walmart little boy, he's the best. Okay, so as we get started, I want to talk about the difference between a strategy and a plan. So a strategy is going to be a well thought out purpose driven by goals, research, and analytics. And then a plan is going to be the roadmap and the execution. So the strategy is going to take a lot of thought and a lot of pre-planning and research behind it. And then your plan, it goes hand in hand with your strategy. That's just how you're going to execute everything that you've thought through. So they go hand in hand, but they're not the same. So it's really important to highlight that. And some of the ways that we execute our strategy here at the Forward Female is utilizing different tools and resources. So I wanted to share a few of those with you today. So we use Canva a lot. It's great for graphic design. And if you're not keen on graphic design, it's not your forte, don't worry, they have so many templates that you can pull from and customize for your brand or your business. We love it. We also use Google Business Suite. So within that, we really use Google Sheets to plan out all of our social media strategy. And then we also use Google Calendar. If you are within the Forward Female community, you know how obsessed we are with Google Calendar. It is the perfect way to time block and schedule out those content creation times. We love it. You should use it. And then we have Trello, which we love. It's great for project tracking. It's great for tracking your tasks for the week. Also great if you have a team that you're working with as well. And then my favorite on the list is Later. It is hands down the best scheduling platform for social media that I've used. And it's also the most cost effective for what you get. So you can schedule all across all platforms from Instagram to TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter even. And it also has its own analytics built in as well. So it's incredible. And then the last one on the list is InStories. You can download it in the App Store just on your iPhone. I think they have it for Android too. And you can download it. It has great animated stories to give your stories a little bit more sparkle, a little more pizzazz. So I love it. And it's all of these are super user friendly. Okay, as we move forward, when building your strategy.
Hi, this is Liz.
Oh, sorry. Reminder to mute. So when understanding your uniqueness, this is an important part of your strategy. You really need to understand yourself, understand your business and your brand. What value are you bringing? What are people going to follow you for? Why are they on your page and why should they stay? So what sets your brand or your business apart from the competitors? You need to really hone in on this, because if you're not sure of this, then you're not going to be able to express that well to the people that are landing on your page. So always remember your uniqueness and showcase it. Next, you really want to outline your goals on social media. So what do you want to accomplish with your social media presence? Why are you there? Do you want to gain more visibility for your business or your brand? Or do you want to convert your followers to customers or clients? Are you a mission-driven business or nonprofit? Are you trying to raise awareness for something, for a cause? These are really, really important to hone in on. Know really, truly why you're there. Because if you don't know why you're there, then everyone that's coming to your page won't know either. And within that, there are good goals and there are not so good goals. So let's talk about the not so good goals over on the right-hand side. So go viral. Everybody wants to go viral. I want to go viral. So there's nothing wrong with that. But when we think of going viral as our goal versus increasing your reach on Instagram, when you're wanting to go viral and that's your goal, you're thinking, okay, what is the majority of the population going to like? What clickbaity thing can I use to go viral? You're not really thinking about things that are authentic to you and authentic to your brand and that are going to get people to stick. You're just looking for those numbers, those big, big numbers. And that's not always going to convert to followers. That's not always going to convert to that community that you're nurturing online. So we want to increase reach. And if we go viral, that's great. But you should be happy to get 100 new eyes, 1,000,000 new eyes, whatever it is. But going viral can kind of take away from the strategy that you're trying to build and your authenticity. So then we look at the next one, increase follower count. So increasing your follower count is actually pretty easy. If you buy followers, buy bots, but that is not going to help you with your engagement. It's actually going to hurt you. So when you look at the numbers, you don't want the numbers to be increasing just to have a bigger number. You want to have a nurtured audience, because boosting engagement is really what you want, because that means you're putting out content that is not only authentic to your brand, but that people are latching onto and liking and enjoying. So that's why there's some good goals and not so good goals. These things on the right are great, but they have to come within these real goals on the left. So I hope that makes sense. So next, we want to identify our target audience. So if you're an established business or brand, you've probably already done this in your branding, but it's so great to reevaluate with your social media. Or if you're brand new, just starting a business or starting your personal brand, this is a good thing to really think about. So who is your target audience? Narrow this down, hone this in. Who are you talking to on social media? And then what platforms are they going to be using? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they on LinkedIn? Where are they going to be on those platforms? Or what platforms are they going to be on? And then where within those platforms? Are they going to be within certain hashtags? Are they going to be watching reels? Are they going to be tagging a certain post or following a certain account on LinkedIn? Think it through, hone it in, and then think about how you're going to show up in those same spaces. Show up in front of your ideal audience. Meet them where they are. So next, we want to talk about content pillars. So there are 4 content genres to follow: educate, inspire, relate, and promote. So some of you may have heard this before. This could be brand new to you, but within these genres, you really want to hone them in and think about how they relate to your business, how you can share valuable information or valuable content to your audience within these genres. So some businesses may lean more to the educate and inspire, especially if you are a business who is mission driven or nonprofit. It's okay if you skew and lean more into one or the other, but definitely important to be posting within all of these genres. And then within that, pinpoint the specific pillars or themes within those that are related to your business or brand. So to give an example with the Forward Female, if we look at the educate genre, here at the Forward Female, we are skilled in business development, web design, social media marketing, and branding. So we share educational tools, tips, and resources on our social media, all within those specific themes. So that's how we would break down our educate genre in our content pillars here. And then also these should be aligned with your brand's purpose, tone of voice, values, and positioning. So your branding has to overall be cohesive on your social media. You're like building a persona or personality on social media for your audience to connect with. So it has to feel consistent. So to give another example of content pillars, if you're a business coach, your inspire genre, your pillars might look like sharing affirmations. It might look like sharing success stories of your own clients or of people that inspire the world, or inspirational quotes. And then people will go to your page or follow your page to rely on this kind of content from you. So that's why you break these down so you can stay true to your brand, to your values, and also give your audience a consistent theme to look forward to in their feed from your page. Okay, I know I just threw so much information at you, so I want to give an opportunity for anyone to ask questions, or if we need to go back and clarify anything. Priscilla is going to look in the chat if you want to drop your questions there. And I'm going to also have a sip of water.
Yeah, it's so exciting, Gabby. Great job. And there's so much like important information that I know that we're jamming into just an hour. But, you know, remember to take out your pen and paper and take notes along the way. We'll have another chance for questions at the end too. In here, I'm already saying I always struggle with the call to action. What is it that I'm actually asking for people to do? So that might be something that we want to touch on. Additionally, lots of ladies from Los Angeles, which we love. But also we have somebody that just came back from Shanghai, wow. and all over the United States. So really exciting that we are we're taking it global in a sense, which we always love. But in regards to the call to action, Gabby, what would you say is something to kind of help people clarify what that should be?
Yeah, so you know, I would say this goes back to the content pillars, really breaking that down. So within that promote content pillar, what are the things that you are trying to promote? Is it a certain discount or promotion that you're running? Is it a certain service or product that you really want to highlight during this time period or during, you know, whatever it is? Break that down and utilize the other genres to slip it in. It doesn't always have to be a direct call to action like, hey, this is what I'm selling, this is what I'm doing, here it is. You can also, let's take the example I gave with ours. We do websites, we do branding, we do social media. So we share tips and posts about those things, sharing how we do it or our knowledge on it. And then within that, hey, if you're still looking for more information on this or you're not sure where to go from here, send us a DM or schedule a call with us, and we'd love to help. It doesn't always have to be a direct call to action. It can be just woven in because you're sharing your content pillars, and that's all within your knowledge and the things that you already know and can bring value to. So you can slip it in there as well. I hope that answered your question.
Amazing. Yeah, I see from the beginning of the presentation, some goals that people have are looking for more engagement, looking for more followers, how to build that solid social media strategy, ideas for just posting, growing a following, and actually converting to clients. So it seems like everybody's kind of in the same boat here.
Yeah.
Coming back to like looking for more engagement, what's your top tip there?
My top tip is to, which we'll get there in this presentation too, but to engage is a two-way street. So you should be engaging with your audience as well. And that's your current followers, that's followers that you'd like to have, people within your ideal audience, showing up in those spaces and meaningfully connecting with them, which we'll touch on a little bit as we move forward, but it's definitely a two-way street. And something else to think about is there are these great tips and tricks to utilize engaging content. So within stories, stories on Instagram specifically, utilize the polls, utilize the question box, those different things that are interactive. That will definitely boost your engagement as well. Prompt people to engage with your content. Even in the caption, comment below your favorite tip that I shared, or comment below which one you like the most. Those different things are great ways to get people to be more engaged with your content.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I think we're ready to move on. If anybody has any questions, you can still put them over in the chat. We'll have some time at the end.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Moving on. So drop it in the chat if any of these describe you. So drop a 1 in the chat if you're posting the same day and scrambling to figure out what to post. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're posting here and there, but you don't really have a strategy, you're just kind of winging it. Drop a 3 in the chat if you feel like you're doing everything right, but just not getting the results that you want. We'd love to know where everyone's at and how everyone's feeling. Seeing some 2s. No sad faces, Sue, it's okay. Some 2s. No worries, no worries. Hopefully by the end of this, you will feel like you have the clarity to take yourself from a 1, 2, or 3 to a 4, which is knowing your shit. And I believe in you. All right, so as we go forward, the next thing we want to think about is content batching. So this will really, really help with that if you're really not sure when to post or what you're posting and you don't really have a plan. This is so crucial. So content batching is setting aside dedicated time to create content ahead of time. So instead of planning and thinking about it the day of, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in 2 weeks, what am I going to post? This gives you the opportunity to really think about what you're going to post, plan it, and dedicate some time to setting yourself up for success. So what we do here at the Forward Female with ourselves and with all of our clients is we like to plan everything out a month in advance. If that doesn't work for you, that's totally okay, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week, whatever it is, spend time batching your content. So how do we do it? First, what's your focus? What products or services, promotions, what is it that you're focused on for this time period? Are you trying to sell more of this product, or do you want to get another client in this area of your business? What are the things that you need to focus on? That way you can kind of maneuver your content to be around that subject or that theme. Next, you want to remember your content genres and pillars. So once you have this centralized theme, okay, I want to be promoting this candle, this style of whatever it is. Think about your content genres and pillars. How are you going to work that in with all of those? And the content pillars are there so you have easy content ideas to pull from. Like we said before with the business coach, they can pull affirmations, they can pull a success story for this month, they can pull all of these different things to touch on all of their content pillars. So that's what that's there for. Next, you want to dedicate some time for some creativity. I know we're all busy and we all have so much going on, but dedicate time to really think creatively and feel inspired, because that's the best way that you are going to come up with new ideas, fresh ideas, or fun ways to create content for your audience. And then, of course, schedule out time to batch the content, whether that's filming some reels or creating the actual feed posts, or writing copy for LinkedIn and Facebook, whatever that is, dedicated time for that. We at the Forward Female have a content creation day, where we just sit and spend the whole day being creative and putting our content together for the next month. I see that we do have a question. Do you have a theme for every month? We usually do. We have a focus that we like to think about. It makes things a lot easier as you guide your content efforts. And we have different things that we want to focus on. Of course, we share little bits and pieces of everything that we do, but we do have something that we kind of put a little bit at the forefront. All right, so next, back to the engagement question. So like I said, engagement is a two-way street, and usually it does start with you. So you want to meaningfully connect with your ideal audience and your current audience or other people within your same business brand niche. And within that, when I say meaningfully connect, I do not mean spam liking a bunch of creators' photos and calling that engagement, or commenting a couple emojis and saying, oh my gosh, I engage with them, waiting for them to follow me and love all my content. You have to meaningfully connect and comment and show up authentically and genuinely on other people's accounts for them to do the same to you. And it's kind of a slow roll process. It's not going to be, I commented on them, on their post, and they didn't follow me. I guess I didn't, whatever. It's going to be a slow roll. You have to continuously engage with these audiences. So in order to do that, you might want to look within niche hashtags related to your business or brand. So giving ourselves as an example, our target audience is female entrepreneurs ideally. So we look within female-owned businesses or hashtag small businesses in LA or hashtag female entrepreneur. Those different areas where we know our ideal client, customer, follower is going to be showing up. And then it's important to dedicate time in your schedule to engage with these audiences. So like I said, nurture your current audience, nurture the people that are already within your network, and comment on their posts meaningfully, genuinely. And then also people that aren't following you yet, but could be within your ideal audience. Within that, I recommend engaging 1 hour a day during business hours, business week, 5 days a week, and you don't have to sit there and scrolling for an hour a day. I like to break it up into 15-minute increments. So 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and then 15 minutes before a post goes live, and then 15 minutes after a post goes live. So that's how I break it up, and that's how I see a lot of success. Something we also do at the Forward Female is we welcome our new followers very warmly. Even if they don't respond, it's just showing up authentically as who we are. We want to show up as we help female entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses, and we really mean that. So we want to support people in any way we can, so we show up that way. So whatever that looks like for your business, definitely show up authentically when you're engaging. Next, you want to keep it consistent. I know consistency looks different for everyone, so you don't have to be a content creation machine where you're pumping out content and you're posting 5 days a week. You've got a reel going up every day and you're here, there, and everywhere. That's just not feasible for everyone, especially if you're a business owner and you're doing it all on your own. That is totally okay. Showing up consistently could look like 2 days a week for you, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. And I'm telling you, you can still grow by showing up 2 days a week. So what's really important is quality over quantity. And I can't stress that enough. You could be pumping out content 5 days a week, but if it's not authentic to you and your brand, then if you're not representing your core values and who you are as a business, and you just end up being burnt out at the end of the day, that's not what's going to nurture your audience. And that's not what's going to convert followers to customers or clients. So show up authentically, quality over quantity, and create a schedule that works for you. In addition to being consistent, you want your brand, like I said earlier, to stay consistent. You're creating this persona for people to connect with online. So colors, typography, your tone of voice, all needs to be the same throughout and consistent. Next, we're going to talk about analytics. So this is the part that honestly I think is kind of the most important, because this is where you look at everything you've done, everything you've put together, and you're really reevaluating and seeing the results, seeing how it's worked. So I have pulled insights from 2 of our clients here. And so if we look on the left, we see accounts reached. So that number is really important, because that's the number of new accounts, unique accounts that have never seen your page before, seeing your content. It's showing up in front of them. That's an important number, and that's a number you always want to be increasing each week. And it's also showing that you're doing something right. You're putting out engaging content. You're showing up in the right spaces to where you're getting new visibility. So that's a great number to focus on. And then over here to the right, the accounts engaged. This is also a very, very important number, because it's the number of accounts that are liking, commenting, saving, engaging with your account and with your content. So within that, you always want that to be increasing each week, because that's showing that how you're showing up, people are liking, people are latching onto, you're building that community. Now, what do we do if these numbers are down? There's nothing wrong with that. That is totally okay. All that tells us is that we really need to revise or pivot our strategy a little bit. And I just want to say that there's no one strategy that works for everyone overall. And there's also no one strategy that's going to work every single time for one business. We are constantly evolving our strategy here at the Forward Female for our own social media and for all of our clients. It's always evolving and always changing. So it's important to just look back at these numbers and make those adjustments where you see necessary. Okay, again, a lot of information I threw at you, so I wanted to put up a summary so that everyone could take a look, maybe be reminded of a question you had previously on a different slide. But for all of my note takers, I know it might help to see it all kind of back up on the screen again. If you have any additional questions, share them in the chat box while I take a sip of water, because I'm dying a little.
Amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in off of those last couple slides that we will absolutely be sure to get to by the end of the presentation. So keep popping them in there, anything and everything. This is your time to ask and get your questions answered by somebody whose whole job is surrounded by social media. So I would definitely advise any questions that are lingering in the back of your head to pop them over into the chat so we can answer those all for you.
Okay, perfect. While you guys are sharing some of those questions that you'd love to be answered by the end, I'm going to continue a little bit. I want to pull back the curtain and tell you how we do our social media strategy here at the Forward Female. So this is really going to be the bulk of those beginning stages that we talked about earlier. So to start out, we are the Forward Female. We help women start and grow businesses. So we are a one-stop shop with accountability, community, strategy, and implementation. So this is our uniqueness. This is who we are and how we show up. This is how we show up differently, and we want this to be at the forefront of our social media, showcasing all that we do. We want to be this one-stop shop. So then next, we have our goals on social media. So our goals on social media are to both nurture and empower a community of current or aspiring entrepreneurs with tips, tools, and resources. So that's our main goal with our social media. So then within that, what can we think about? So we can think about gaining more visibility. We can think about increasing our engagement, because we want to nurture a community. So we want people to like the content we're putting out. We want it to be what people want to see, what people need, what entrepreneurs are looking to get out of following us. So that's the value that we always want to bring and what we're thinking about in the back of our minds with our goals. Next, we have our target audience. So a Forward Female client is a go-getter, ready to create her dream life and is open to growth and new opportunities. she is ready to escape the 9 to 5 or level up her current business. So we know this seems a little bit broad, but what this does is this shows us, okay, this is our ideal client. What spaces are they going to be? We know that they are a business driven person. So we're going to be looking in business spaces, entrepreneurial spaces. So within that, these are the platforms that they are likely on. So we have Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, and TikTok. So they can be on any platform here. And it's really important to know where within those platforms. They are going to be showing up differently within each platform. So we have to show up differently within each platform. So for example, Instagram is our ideal audience. Are they on Reels? Are they watching Reels? Probably. They're probably scrolling through Reels, looking for tips, looking for help with their business, looking to connect with other entrepreneurs. So we show up in Reels. We look within those certain hashtags like female entrepreneur or female business owner. So those are a few ways that we kind of show up and find and figure out how we can present ourselves and meet our ideal client where they are. So next we have our content pillars. So these are the 4 content genres I mentioned earlier. We have inspire, promote, educate, and relate. So this is just an example of some of our Instagram posts. But like I said, you can see how they correlate with each genre, and then our specific content pillars. Like I said, within educate, we have all of these different facets to where we are skilled, and so we share tips, tricks, tools, and resources all within that. Then within our relate, you can see that we relate within the business or entrepreneurial realm. So hitting your monthly financial goals, that's a relatable post to any woman or anyone within business or who's an entrepreneur who has their own business. So just thinking about those different themes within each. Okay, again, I know this was so much information I just threw at you, and we never want to leave you feeling like you are on your own, or you don't know what the next step is, or you're just not sure how to take all of this information and put it into practice. So I am so excited to share with you something that we've been working so hard on for a year. So we've been working on creating the Forward Female Social Media Accelerator, and today you get first access. You guys are the only people in the world that know about this right now. So I'm so excited to share this with you. Yes, Aaliyah, I see you. But within this social media accelerator program, you will get a 6-week one-on-one intensive and customized coaching program with yours truly. Within that, you'll gain clarity on your social media approach. So everything that we just talked about today, we will run through together, and I will help you come to terms with where are you showing up, how are you showing up, what is your uniqueness, and how do you display it. Next, we'll do a full Instagram audit where I'll go through your social media with you, and we will optimize it for SEO and really clean up your profile so that when people land on it, they know exactly who you are and exactly how you're different. We'll also build out your social media strategy entirely together using our overall marketing planner that we use within the Forward Female and for all of our social media management clients to really see that transformation in your planning and in how you build out your strategy. Additionally, we'll walk you through step-by-step content process from creation and ideation all the way through to scheduling, which can seem so daunting and like such a big task to complete on your own. And then lastly, we will also give you access for 90 days free to our accountability community. There are some of our amazing members on the call here today. I cannot attest to how incredible they are. It's a great opportunity to network with like-minded entrepreneurs. And it's also a great way to hold yourself accountable to all of your business goals. And also they are hilarious. They make my morning every Monday and Friday. So just wanted to throw that in there as well. And if you schedule a consultation call with me today, you can get this at just $1,000, a $500 discount for a massive transformation within your social media. We want to see you grow, and we want to empower you to do it on your own. You don't always need someone else to do it. It's totally doable, but it's daunting to figure out on your own. So I will not let you. Like I said, if you schedule with me today, we can get started. Priscilla's going to drop that in the chat for you to sign up. And in addition to that, we are also going to offer you 30 days free just for showing up here in our accountability community. Like I said, we see massive transformation in our members. 95% more goals are accomplished within our community because we hold each other accountable and are connecting with each other weekly. And we also share so many great resources with one another. So just because you're here today, we wanted to share that with you. The link is in the chat. And while you guys are signing up for your 30 days free and signing up with your consultation, I did want to open the floor up for all of your questions so that you can leave here today with as much clarity as possible. So drop them in the chat. Priscilla's going to read them off, I believe. So
amazing. Yes. Great job, Gabby. This is Gabby's first presentation out to the world. So let's just all give her a round of applause. She did such a good job. She is so knowledgeable. She teaches me something every day about social media. And I feel like this program truly is something we are so excited to put out into the world. We've been working and creating it for about a year now to make sure and testing out all of the different things to make sure it's something that is truly going to transform the way that you use social media, because we're so obsessed with it. Our kind of two indicators of success is obsession and transformation. So I can guarantee you're going to get that within this program. I did want to come back to the chat from all of you putting in your amazing questions earlier. So let's see here. The first one that I see up here is, do you have a theme for every month? Gabby, I think that you touched on that. I put over in the chat that we usually have like a product or a service that we're focusing on every month, just to kind of touch on that. And we plan that out like more than a month out, like months out. We already know kind of what service we're launching or what product we're really going to push, or maybe like we need some more websites coming in. So we're really going to put that at the forefront of our just marketing in general, which then Gabby takes and distributes across like all of our different social platforms. Next question is, do you have an automatic DM to each of your new followers?
No, so I actually see every new follower and I send them a customized message. Sometimes we do voice notes. I know that that can be, that might be too much for some people, but it's really taking just a little moment out of your day. They took a little moment out of their day to follow you, and it just makes such a difference. It's a warm welcome into the community that you have online. So as much as I love automations for certain things, I think when you're connecting and talking to people on your social media, that engagement needs to be authentic and come directly from you.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Next question, are certain colors better than others whenever you're in regards to like the branding of your social content? Like, do some get more engagement than others? Are these analytics that you can look at on Instagram?
Okay, so with that, I would say there's of course some there's some just general design rules. You want everything to be, you want to be able to read it, so you don't want to do like a bright yellow on a bright red or anything like that. Those basic things there. But I would say whatever is authentic to your brand. So your color story really speaks to your brand and how you make people feel. So whenever we're creating brand guides here at Forward Female, we discuss with the client how they want people to feel when they come to their website, when they come to their social media. So if you're, for example, a wellness coach or maybe a yoga instructor, you want to have more of a calming presence. You want to give off that calming feel. So you don't want to do bright yellow or bright orange, because that's not going to feel authentic to your brand. And so at the end of the day, that's what your color story should reflect. So think about some words that really describe your brand and your values and who you are, and then find some colors that really align with that and how you want to make people feel. I hope that answers the question.
Great. Another question about accounts reached. So if it's reached, that how many come the engagement numbers aren't the same or close or lower. Aaliyah,
I see you laughing.
Like, do you want to unmute and explain your question?
So you know how when you look at them, sometimes the accounts reached is a lot higher than the engagement reach. So if it's being reached, are they just like seeing it, but they're not engaging with it? So they're not like liking it or something?
Yes. So let's think about Reels with that. So you might get 1,000 views on Reels, but you might get 40 likes. So the 40 likes are your engagement, and then the 1,000 views are a part of your reach. So that's how many new eyes are just seeing your page or seeing your content. So of course you want those numbers to be a little bit closer, but it's totally okay if they're not, as long as you're gaining more visibility and that engaged number is going up. That just means you're doing something right. You're getting new eyes and you're also fostering a community at the same time.
Wonderful. Alrighty. Do you recommend using a scheduler like Later or Planoly? Does that hurt your engagement if posts are going live from a third-party app?
No, so it doesn't hurt your engagement, and I so recommend it. So I use Later for Forward Female and for all of our social media management clients. Within that, just note the times that your audience is most active. And then also that engagement, knowing when your posts are going to go live, and then engaging before and engaging after. That way it'll boost you in the feed, and it'll also remind people that you exist because you're engaging with them. So then they'll see your content or go to your page, and that'll drive up your engagement as well. So I definitely recommend it. It's so great to plan out ahead of time. That way you're not the day of, oh my gosh, you just have a little alert. Okay, post is going live in 30 minutes. You got to remember to hop on, engage for a little bit, and then hop off. So hope that helps.
Great. For Reels, do you add the hashtags in the caption or in the comment section? Also, how many Reels should we be posting a week for Instagram to consider being consistent?
Yes, great question. So with hashtags, I find for our account personally and for all my clients that including the hashtags in the caption always does better and has better reach than the comments. If I could explain why, I could tell you, but I really don't know. We've A/B tested, and in the caption just works so much better. Additionally, with Reels, they do, when I say they, all of the Instagram gurus and the creators, if you're not following creators on Instagram, they give you every Instagram update and recommendation on there. It comes directly from Instagram, so follow them. But really, they say like 2 to 3 Reels a week, but at the end of the day, it's okay to start with 1 Reel a week and do what's comfortable as you get comfortable in front of the camera, comfortable finding those audios, and work your way up to something that could be closer to 2 to 3 a week. But really, it is what works for you. Don't kill yourself over trying to do 5 Reels a week.
What do you think about Reddit?
Reddit. So I am not familiar with building a following on Reddit. Reddit is hilarious and I love to scroll through it, but I don't find it to be a place where I would try to promote my business unless I was maybe a comedian or somebody who was kind of in that kind of space a little bit more, like a personal kind of brand, but I'm not overly familiar with marketing there.
Great. Yeah, I think that goes back to where is your ideal audience? Is your ideal audience on Reddit? Great. Try to put a strategy into place that you can show up authentically there for them. But if they're not on Reddit, then I would say it doesn't really make sense to be there. My advice. So is it too boring or repetitive to use the same photos, videos, or theme on Instagram and Facebook posts and stories on the same day? Just putting the same piece of content, slapping it everywhere. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think it's great to repurpose content, and you have to remember that though some might overlap, you have a different audience on every platform. The odds of every single person that follows you on Instagram, who's also following you on Facebook, is also following you here, there, and everywhere. You probably have different people on all those platforms, so it's really great to redistribute that content in other places. I would definitely try to make tweaks so that it fits that platform and that audience, because like I said, it's a little bit different of an audience on each platform, so you have to show up a little bit differently on each one.
Yeah, great advice. I love this. I can tell this is the point when we started talking about the incredible offer that we're putting out there today. I'm in. I love the community. Take all my money. I love it. I love it. I love it. Another question. I know that you said you plan out your content for the month. Can it be planned out for a year, or is it better to do it month by month?
So I would say for a year, I would definitely plan out the themes. I would definitely plan out, so we do that here. We actually recently did it We planned out the rough draft of what 2022 is going to look like. And I think that's great. What I would say is there's also ever-changing things. There's certain trends, like I don't know if you guys have seen the red flags trend that was going on. If you planned all of your content so far in advance, you won't get to take advantage of these different trends that you see that can really elevate your content or bring it to a new audience, make it relatable. So I would say don't plan too far in advance with the specifics of the content. But if you have your themes, if you have the things that you want to push or focus on, and you plan out your content 2 to 3 months in advance, I think that that's incredible and you should definitely do so. Additionally, when you plan in advance, if something like this pops up, like the red flags, we didn't have that planned out. It came out 1 week and everyone was talking about red flags. So we were able to maneuver our content a little bit to fit in the trend within our content strategy. So I would take, plan, but don't be crazy.
Yeah, be flexible, right? You have to be able to say, I could have to pivot. Maybe the strategy that you put in place isn't working, or maybe you're not seeing the goals that you've put in place actually being met. Then you might have to pivot some things, right? Like that slide that we had a few slides back, to better meet your audience. Or maybe your business evolves and maybe you need to change some things as well. And that's great. But kind of like I think about it, if I have everything planned out, I don't have to think about it as much. Like I plan out what I'm going to have for dinner, like on Sunday nights for the rest of the week. And then when it gets to dinner time, I don't have to think about what I have to cook. It's already in my fridge. It's already happening. You can kind of think about your social media in a weird way like that, to where you are planning out everything in advance. But say Wednesday come up and you're like, I want pizza. I don't want a salad. Have the pizza. Be flexible around that in your goals. Another question about the DMs, Gab, what do you say? Do you just say, hey, thanks for the follow? Let me know if you have any questions, or what would you recommend?
So that can look different depending on your business and what your goals are. So our goal on social media is to nurture and grow and empower a community of current or aspiring entrepreneurs. So whenever we DM a new follower, we always say hi, and we include their name if it's included on their social media. Let's say, hi, Leah. Thank you so much for following us. We are so excited to have you part of our community. Let us know how we can support you. And then I always include that it's from me, my name, just so that they feel the warm connection. They know that we are here to support them. And if they say, yeah, I really actually don't understand XYZ about websites, oh my gosh, we actually have a post about that, sends them the post and gives them a reference. So it just goes back to your goals and your core values as a business on how you want to welcome your new followers.
Yeah, switch it up. I mean, don't feel like it has to be boring. Some of my favorite things are sending voice memos to some of our new followers saying, hey, I am Priscilla and I am like over the moon that you are here. And I just want you to feel that connection. Sometimes we send that like response, or we'll comment on like something about their business. I would say, Sue, something that you can say is, hey, if you've never gotten a spray tan before, my spray tans are the best. And I'd love to have, if you're in LA anytime, like $5 off, right? Like just something that you like instantly start that connection with. Imagine you're in a room with somebody, like take away the screen and just like, how would you talk to like somebody in general? And keep it there. Don't feel like you have to button up or make anything too perfect. Be relatable is my best advice too on that point. A couple more questions, Gabby. Luckily we have a few more minutes. So where do you find the trends, Gabby? Is it just on the For You page or the different apps that you're using? How are you finding how these things are trending?
Yeah, so with me being a social media manager, I do have to be on social media a lot. So I do get to see a lot of new trends that pop up. But if we're talking about Reels, as you're scrolling, there's that little up arrow down at the bottom. I'm also following creators. Every Tuesday, they share trending Reels and audios. You can also see different trends that are going on there. But just stay vigilant, see what people are posting, what people are talking about. You can also see what people are talking about within your niche. So example, we'll use Sue again. What are other spray tanners talking about? What are posts that are going viral for them? And just kind of see, is it a trend? Are multiple people doing this? Like the red flags. I saw the red flags on Twitter and I was like, wow, that's pretty funny. I love it. And then I saw it again on Instagram and I was like, oh, I think this is a trend. And so we hopped on and made one of our own. So that's kind of how you see trends, just if you see it in a couple places or see someone in your niche doing it. Definitely keep an eye out for that.
Great. Do you think it's better to switch from creator account to a business account on IG? What are the pros and the cons of doing both of those?
Yeah, so it depends on your goals there too. With a creator account, you have access to every reel audio. So if you're really, really reels focused, then I would say a creator account is great. You may also have access to that creator fund that Instagram just talked about in those creator boosts. That's also listed on the creator Instagram if you want to learn more about how to get involved with that. But if you're a business account, that might be better if you are an actual business. So if you're a creator and it's more like a personal brand, then I would kind of lean into that. But if you're an actual business, I would do a business account, and you might not get as many reels audios, but they're still a great way to strategize with reels. We do it at the Forward Female. We are listed as a business account, and you also get access to those business insights on Facebook. So in your Facebook business suite, you'll be able to see all of that information there from your Instagram. So pros and cons, but I think really it's mostly leaning towards the reels, how reels heavy you are.
Yeah, and like how heavily you rely on analytics. I'm like a big nerd when it comes to the numbers of understanding how everything is like converting. If you know me or worked with me, money making activities is my favorite activity, and so making sure that Instagram is actually a money making activity for us is really important, which is why having a business account is crucial for us, but it's different, like Gabby said, for everybody. I'm loving that my dinner analogy that just sparked in my brain is really resonating with people. Question, who are the names of the creators that you follow? Do you have a list? I think this might be in regards to whenever you keep mentioning the Instagram creator.
Yeah, so it's actually an Instagram page run by Instagram. It's called @creators, and it gives you all of the information and updates for creators. A lot of times it's geared towards people who have the creator account versus a business account, but it still gives you all the trends. It gives you updates on Instagram. So that's how the whole world found out that we changed from the swipe up to the link sticker and all of those different Instagram updates that you see. They also announced the change in the hashtag strategy from 15 to 30 to 3 to 5. So that's a great way to keep up to date with trends that are going on social media, Instagram specifically. So @creators, I definitely recommend that everyone follows it, especially if you're running your own social media for your business. That's a great way to stay up to date on what's going on Instagram.
All right, sounds great. So last question that we have here is, what about hashtag strategy? How do you put one of those into place, Gabby?
Yeah, so I love the 3 to 5 hashtag strategy, but some people are still sticking with the classic 15 to 30. It's totally up to you. A/B test, see what works for you. But what I so recommend with your hashtags is to niche them down. I like to try and keep them below 100,000 posts, 200,000 posts. You'll be able to see when you're typing it out in your caption, it'll show you a drop down and show you how many people have posted using that hashtag. You want to keep it niched, related to your business or your brand, and then also related to that specific post. So 3 to 5 is what I recommend. Niche them down. It makes it easier for people to find you and for you to rank higher. So when someone is doing their engagement, looking under that hashtag, let's say the hashtag is female entrepreneur. I know that one has a lot of posts, but let's say it doesn't and it's really niche down. Female entrepreneur, someone's scrolling through that, they're going to see your post and click on it. And that's what you want. So when it's more niche down, you're likely to be right up at the top when they're searching. So that's my recommendation there, but A/B test and see what works for you and your business.
Love it. So much good, juicy information, which I'm obsessed with because we always want to give you all of the things that can actually help you take that next step. Now, I do want to remind you, Gabby, if you can just go back 2 slides, that we are launching social media coaching, which is like for a crazy offer of like just $1,000 to work with Gabby for like 6 full weeks. She's building out your entire like strategies. She's helping you put the plan into place. She's really just holding your hand. If you were like, girl, I just need help, this is for you. You get $500 off. Like, you know how much you can do with $500, ladies. So we'd love to just put that back in the chat here. So you just have to schedule the consultation today. There's no like hard commitment, because we want to talk to you and make sure what you're actually trying to achieve matches with this offer and that it would be good and transformational for you. The consultation will be with myself and Gabby. So we really hope to chat with you there. But thank you all so much. This was so much fun on a Wednesday, a hump day, getting all of this juicy knowledge. Great job, Gabby. And thank you all for showing up here. Really
Thank you,
excited to
guys.
see you. Bye.
Have a great rest